Mike Finch with Cage Fanatic here with the greatest female fighter of all time's mother. You both received red belts today. That's awesome. I loved the speech about the stripes on the belts that you both gave. That was very, very powerful. I do jiu-jitsu, I don't do judo. I actually didn't know that. Does that still happen today where a woman has a stripe on her belt? Do you see that in 2018?
I try not to, and if I do, I try to educate them. But it's unusual, but yes, there are still some women that do that, and they say, well, it makes me feel more feminine. It's like, well, I don't know. I had 4 kids. That's as feminine as you need to get.
I got you. Does it have anything to do with that women compete in women's divisions, men compete in men's divisions, the belt signifying that, or does it signify something else?
No, it doesn't signify that. Way back when, they said that women had to wear a white stripe on their belt because a woman's black belt is not equivalent to a man's. And then I remember how, this is honestly true, how they got rid of them in the U.S. 2 of the officials from the judo committee were talking about this, and somebody said, well, why do women have to wear a white stripe? And one of the guys said, well, so we can tell them from the men. And one of the other guys said, if we go out tonight and we pick up a man and a woman, I get the woman. And that's really what happened.
Absolutely. You guys made arm bars a new thing in MMA. It was the most dangerous weapon that the female divisions have ever seen. Where did you guys originate these arm bars from? Where did you learn your arm bars, and where did this knowledge come from? Because it's so elite compared to anybody else's arm bars, whether it be in judo, mixed martial arts, whatever. It seems to have some extra detail. Am I right at that?
Well, I learned it from one of the best women ever. There's a woman named Diane Pierce who was from the U.S., and she had won more matches than any American woman in history. And she beat me in the finals of the U.S. Open when I was 17. I'm still pissed. But she was in her early 30s, and she was nearing retirement. And a coach said to me, go ask her to teach you that armbar. And I did, and she was on her way to retirement, and she spent a lot of time with me just because she wanted to give back to the next generation. So I learned it from Diane Pierce, and then I was at Los Angeles Tenry Dojo, and a lot of my teammates were really good at arm bars and mat work, and we were not the good kids. I don't know how familiar you are with LA, but we were in East Los Angeles. Okay, so in the heart of the barrio and homeboy country.
Okay.
And so we just were kind of those kids that, fought each other, and somebody would come and press, say, check this out, I learned this. And so we didn't have to be that traditional, because sometimes it's a benefit that you're not one of the privileged group. Right. So then you can kind of figure it out on your own, and so you're not like everybody else. So sometimes it's good if you're not part of that group.
Okay. You guys always lived in the LA area?
No, we actually, when Rhonda was 3, we moved to North Dakota, and we lived there for 7 years.
Okay, got you. So my question also about Rhonda's arm bars is, who was she training judo with when she was fighting? Now, I remember back in Strikeforce, Judo Gene LaBelle was there, and I interviewed Gene. He said he worked with her on rare occasion. When Rhonda was fighting in the UFC, who was her primary judo coach and grappling coaches?
Justin Flores. He was on 2, I think he was in 2 Olympic trials. He was on several world teams. And it's funny, Justin and Rhonda have known each other since they were babies, because his dad was from that same club in the barrio, and we were really good friends. And we used to go down to San Diego and visit them. And that's when Rhonda was like really 13 or so, and Justin was on the world team. And he would say, Anne-Marie, get your daughter off me. She's like a little tick. She would always come and go, Justin, go with me. But that's what makes somebody a champion. You want to go with the toughest person in the room.
Right.
And often you go to a tournament, a camp, or a practice, and the littlest, weakest guy, he's like the most popular guy, because everyone wants to go with him. And one of the things that made me know that Rhonda was going to be good when she was young is she was always looking for the toughest guy in the room. Now, Justin really didn't appreciate it because he was on the world team, and she was this 13-year-old girl that kept saying, Justin, come on, let's go. But when she was looking for a judo coach, she needed somebody young and tough that could push her. And plus somebody who had her back that was never going to be going to TMZ, And so you look for the people you've known since you were born, that were there before anybody knew your name.
Right. Absolutely. You obviously, and Rhonda, of course, had Olympic aspirations when she was doing judo. Did you guys ever expect to be here receiving your red belts, Ronda Rousey in the WWE? Did you ever envision this way back in the days you're talking about in Los Angeles?
Honest to God, one thing people don't know about Rhonda is she's super good at math and science. She went to a magnet school for kids gifted in science.
Okay.
And I always thought after the Olympics she would go and get like a PhD in oceanography because she was that good in school. And I even took a job at USC because they offered free scholarships. And then her sister came to get a master's, and Rhonda went off to USC.
So her sister does have a master's?
Yes, she does.
Awesome.
Rhonda has a sister who's a year older. They were born the same year, and she has a master's degree and teaches history in downtown Los Angeles.
So Rhonda's into oceanography or just science in general?
Yes, she's super good. Anything you want to know about oceanography, zoology, ask her, and she knows it.
Awesome.
And she's really good at math,
Even
too.
zoology, I'm a big Richard Dawkins fan. I don't know about you. Yeah, zoology is super, super interesting. So she was going to be, what, teaching at a university, or what was her original plan?
We always thought she was going to be the female Jacques Cousteau. I mean, honest. I mean, she was really good in swimming. She was on the swim team before judo, and when she went to UFC, she was thinking either going to the Coast Guard or being a rescue swimmer or doing the UFC. And we talked about the family. We said, well, Rhonda, you know, the Coast Guard's military, so you can't do it and then say, I don't want to do this anymore. So maybe you should do the UFC thing first and then try the Coast Guard. So, yeah, the UFC thing worked out. So, sorry, Coast Guard.
My last question for you. Obviously, you're a competitor. Ronda Rousey's a competitor. Do you prefer to watch her fight in MMA? Is that more exciting for you, or do you prefer her being in the WWE, where there's less chance of broken noses and you know have a little more comfort and it's not necessarily a competition? What do you prefer, and what phase of Ronda's career has been most exciting for you?
Well, honestly, Rhonda's at that age where she's done a lot. You know, she's broken barriers in the UFC. She's won Olympic medals. She got silver in the world. She won the junior world. She's done movies. She's done a best-selling book. So at this point, if she wants to stay home and grow tomatoes, if she's happy, I'm happy.
Awesome, awesome. And she got married to Travis Brown recently?
Yep.
How's that been going? Everything's great with them?
Yeah, in fact, he was saying, do you like me? I said, my daughter likes you, and so I like you. Because really all you need to do to be on my good side is to be good to my kids. And he said, is that true? Because my other daughter, Jennifer, said, well, I think the only thing you like about my husband is I like him. I said, that's the only important thing.
You're a great coach, you're a great mentor, and I can tell you're a great mom. Thank you so much for your time today.
Nice
And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.